daily time management, we call it daily steak sauce. Figured out what's important, what's not, what's urgent, what's not. You're not living by the tyranny of the urgency. This is you teaching particularly someone who's new, maybe it's their first job even working for you. You've got to teach them basic forced ranking. And this is what we did in the 70s and 80s, even up into the 90s. This forced ranking idea helps people get things straight. And all I did it was a daily to-do list method for short-term time management. All I did was just take a yellow pad back in the day before computers, and I would write on the yellow pad everything I needed to do. My to-do list at the office. What am I going to do? And then I would look at the yellow pad and ask myself, what needs to be done today? What's urgent and important? Quad 1 stuff. And I put an A beside the items that needed to be done today. Or it's urgent and it's important. Not I can't delegate it. It's urgent and it's important, both. And then I would look and say, if I could get to something in the next 2 or 3 days, maybe by the end of the week, now we're kind of sort of urgent but important. It's kind of next. I would put B's beside those. A on one, B on the others. So I'd have a whole series of B's on the page. And then that leaves everything else. It gets a C, which means it is important but not urgent. And so getting the will done is a C oftentimes until it's not. Until I move it over and make it, we've got to get it done as an urgent thing because I've just put it off long enough. I've got to get this taken care of. Or getting the budget done, getting the cash flow planning done, making sure the taxes are done. It's a C until it's not. And then you can move it across. And then all I would do is look at this list of jumbled C's, A's, and B's, and I would look at the A's, rewrite the A's in a list, and then look at those A's and say, if I can only get one thing done before I go home today, what is that? What is the most important thing on this whole page? 1, A1, steak sauce. A1 steak sauce. If I get home, I got nothing else done, I did the right thing. That's forced ranking. A1 steak sauce. Guess what number 2 is? A2, A3. Then the A's are all numbered, then B1, B2. Then rewrite the list in order of A1 through A whatever, B1 through B whatever, C1 through C whatever. They're not intermingled, they're stacked. A's, B's, and C's. It's a handwritten list in the old days. Then computers came out, and I put it on my computer and just made it a Word document. And then I didn't have to update it because all those C's just keep lingering, don't they? I don't have to handwrite them every time. And but I did print it and put an alligator clip to a yellow pad to remind me of the old days. I don't know why. I still actually have one of those. It's in one of my drawers somewhere. But, you know, I did that. But you're marking through what you accomplished, and then you get home at the end of the day, and your spouse says, what did you do? Only got one thing done, but it was the right thing, right? And we moved the needle on what we were supposed to do. We only got 4 things done, and I had this one interruption that was important. So do the B's, do the C's. Now, when you get distracted and you've got your forced ranked list, then the rule is go take care of the distraction or don't, and then back to the list. I had this thing ringing in my head for a decade. Back to the list, back to the list, back to the list. I had a guy working for me. It was just about like that guy on the movie Office Space, you know, it kind of comes in leans. Yeah, well, about the TPS reports. You remember that guy on the movie? Yeah, so he's like, I have a guy lean up in my doorway and start telling me about problems or telling me about this or that. And he's a nice guy. He's real conversational, real chatty, but he really took all of my time. And I finally I had to get rid of him. So I actually, I added to his responsibilities so he didn't have time to bother me. And so it was driving me. He's the sweetest guy, but he just liked to talk. And I like to talk, but I prefer to get things done, and we'll talk later, okay? And so he just leaning up over there. And if somebody comes in and goes, hey, you know, the other day we're doing a meeting, and I looked out the window, and there's an ambulance at the foot of the thing, and I'm like, we're going to stop the meeting for a second. I want to see why we have an ambulance at our building. And that stopped the meeting. But then back to the list, a girl had a seizure, and she's fine. Everything's okay. They took her and checked her out. She had not done her meds properly or whatever. Maybe she did. I don't remember what it was. But she's fine. Everything's fine. And her mom came in from out of town to check on her. We checked on her. She's fine. But at that moment, we're stop, take care of that, find out what's going on. If I need to be involved, I got an ambulance outside. I don't want to know what's up. Then back to the list.